Welcome back to another beat making episode. Today I am actually going to do a dance track. Now, the thing about this special dance track is that here's a funny story. I actually worked on this track before, and the very first time I did a track like this, I'll be honest, I did not like the track whatsoever. So, what I did was I took the melody as well as the vocals, took them on, and brought them to a new project. Because the unfortunate part was that another PC that I had, and this was my desktop, it actually had the project file that I was working, and I really wanted to edit it. I seriously wanted to edit it to make it more, sounding greater and all that stuff. Unfortunately, my desktop crashed, and my motherboard was pretty much wiped clean. So, because of this, I couldn't edit the song whatsoever. So like I said, all I did was I took the melody and the vocals, took them on, and brought them to a brand new project. And so now this is it. This is my brand new remake of the original project. So basically, for this track, I used 8 tracks, 3 VSTs, 4 audio tracks. And what you're about to hear now is pretty much what exactly this track is. So the song is called Sun Is Out, I'm Feeling Okay. And the vocals are very popular. They were sung by Tori Kelly as well as the late Christina Grimmie. And I wanted to make a dance track out of this. So what I did was I started looking on YouTube for some loops and beats and all that stuff, and I came across one tutorial video about a guy making something called a rich trance pad. And you know what? It really was a rich trance pad. This is a pad that was made with a VST called Spire. I love it. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I do have plans to pick up Spire in the near future, but not at the moment. So this is Spire. This is track number 1 and track number 2. Basically, I took 2 tracks from the Spire VST from a friend of mine, and this is what the track sounds like. So you can hear it's breathtaking. It is ambient. It is perfect for the kind of dance music that I'm trying to do. In fact, this was the sound that got me inspired to start making Sun Is Out, I'm Feeling Okay. And just the sound itself, it's really magical. And now I'm gonna go into the next track. I'm gonna solo this one. This one is actually drums, and originally I had a different drum kit. Like I said, I pretty much started this entire project from scratch. So, unfortunately, the drum kick wasn't compressing well with the melody. The tempo was off sync. But now, thanks to Music Creator 6, I have the quantize feature, which means I can actually keep everything in sync as the song is playing. So, I've used another audio track, and this is from some loops that I actually had myself. I got them from looperman.com. Thanks, guys. And this is what the kick drum sounds like. So this is a trance kick. I got it from looperman.com, and it really is an amazing place to look for loops and beats and all that stuff. And there were 3 variations of this beat. There was the kick drum, the kick and snare, and the kick and snare with the hi-hats. And right now you're hearing the kick with the hi-hats, and I just had to have those variations. And this is the last one. The last variation of the drum kick. Sounds really nice. Alright, next track. Now, this next track I actually used Trance Drive. Now, Trance Drive, for those of you that don't know, you have 2 kinds of VSTs out there. You have the Nexus, and then you have Trance Drive. Trance Drive is more open source, whereas Nexus is commercial. So as a as a dance producer myself, I want to use, the free stuff. So I decided to go for Trance Drive since I love trance VSTs. I mean, I've been listening to trance since high school and I just had to have this VST. So this is Trance Drive. I chose a nicer lead, and this is what the Trance Drive sounds like. And mind you, there was something that Armin van Buuren once taught me, and that is you have to have the kick and the bass sounding perfect together. If you have a kick and a bass and they're fighting over each other, it starts to add up and it starts clipping. So, what I decided to do for this round was to pretty much make the kick drum sound more aggressive than the bass. And besides, the bass is, well, it was very aggressive, so I had to tone down the bass and give the kick drum more room. Because without a kick drum that sounds the same as a bass, I mean, the song won't make any sense. So this is what the bass sounds like. So what I did for this track, the bass, I pretty much made a quantize by 8 beats per measure, and just that alone, I mean, it really gives it that little bass feeling that, you really want to get up on that dance floor. And then this next track is actually another audio track. I actually had this loop as well from looperman.com. And this is what, this is the powerful, trancey synth that you would hear in any trance track. So take a listen. So you're probably not really hearing anything. That's because I added a fade to make the sound more uplifting as it went through the breakdown. Because right now we're actually listening to the breakdown of the entire song. So now you can hear So that's pretty much the track that's going to be playing during the actual break plus the breakdown. So basically, this really is a very powerful synth, and like I said, I got it from looperman.com. Next track, I'm gonna mute this one, and I'm gonna go now back into my good friend Omnisphere. And what I'm gonna do for this track, I'm gonna be bringing up a, hold on, let me just let my hard drive load, and it's gonna bring me up to a boys choir Oz. Now, boys choir, I'll be honest, Omnisphere is very realistic when it comes to choirs, so I just had to have a boys choir with the Oz and stuff. And I played it at second octave, and this is what the boys choir sounds like. It sounds very realistic. And of course, it's going to start looping and looping over and over again. And then the next track, which I'm actually going to bring up, and this is a track that, I'll be honest, ever since I've been listening to Vitas, I've been loving his music actually recently, and there was one melody that I actually fell in love with, and in fact this was actually not only Vitas, but this was Avicii as well that inspired me to make this little melody. And what's actually cool about this track is that I used a brand new VST. And this one was free. It came from the pluginboutiques.com or .ca, I don't remember which one. It's called Eclipsis. And basically this is pretty much a circuit modeling synth. And as you could see, you got the ARP, you got 3 oscillators, the mod, you got 2 effects, and you got the output. And you can pretty much adjust a lot of things with this. So I chose a VST preset. I chose Inst Vibrobell. And originally I thought I was going to use a square, but I thought a bell would be much more magical for a track like this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull it up right now and take a listen. I mean, this is by far the most beautiful bell I've ever composed. Take a listen. So one thing I did with this particular track, in particular, I pretty much actually played with a piano roll. Now this is the very first time I've actually played with a piano roll in Music Creator 6. Let me see if I can bring it up there. View piano roll. There we go. There's our piano roll, and as you can see, it has all of the stuff that I would expect from an actual piano roll in any music software. So yeah, I actually spent about 30 minutes with the piano roll to compose this melody. And like I said, this was the very first time I actually used this melody. Now, originally, when I started this one, of course it was off sync. But thanks to the quantize feature, I was able to pair it with the actual tempo. So now everything is pretty much running smoothly. And finally, the last track, and this is actually my voice, I am going to be playing my little melody that I play throughout the entire track. So this was recorded with a little microphone that I'm actually using right now, the KLM microphone. And it's very good for laying down, I don't know, voice acting or singing, as long as you stay a certain distance from the microphone. So here's what I have as part of voicing. Sun is out and I'm feeling okay. Hope you have a really good day, because the sun is out and I'm feeling okay. Hope you have a really good day, because the... And then in the next part of the song, what I did was I actually started to chop up my own voice to make it sound more glitchy. And so we came up with this special effect in which when the bass plays for the second time, you actually hear the vocal that sounds like this. Really good day because the sun is out, sun is out and I'm 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 sun. You get the idea. So basically, for the track, I pretty much chopped it up and then I put it into the mix. And altogether, you get something really beautiful, which I'm about to extract in a few minutes. But the last thing I wanted to show you, I did promise you all the second track of the Spire, and this is what the Spire sounds like. So you might hear it's a bit dim, but that's because it's the ambience of something building up. So when the next breakdown arrives, you're going to hear the two Spire tracks colliding with each other, and it just makes a breathtaking, magical sound that you won't expect from any other synthesizer to make. So that's pretty much it. The next thing I'm going to do is pretty much do a final mix down of the entire track. I'm going to be reviewing the track over and over again until I'm satisfied, render the track, and export it as a WAV. And then I'll, make the magic after that. So this is pretty much it, and just a little quick taste for you all. I'm just going to play you this last piece right here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.